So from the create, we have completed this rectangle, rectangular shape, 4 options, D shape, double D shape, and then Evron, then polygon, then ellipse, spiral, and helix. Any doubt in these 4-5 options we covered?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. So 2D sketcher, we should able to do all these options from the point, line, arc, fillet, chamfer, spline, then drafting command, dimension and hatch, and writing the text, then dimension modification, rectangle, all these options. Primitive object which comes in the 3D model, we'll see later on. Then typing letters, this also just will finish that also. I'll open new file. Go to letters, you can write the letters, like you have to type the letters here, say CNC programming. Okay, and you can select the font as per your requirement, then horizontal or vertical, then text height here, you have to enter say 10 mm height, and the spacing is 2, as approximately it will take a proportionate to height. No need to provide the space. If you want, you can enter, and then you have to say OK, and then click somewhere wherever you want. This is how you can type. That is a text command. That is letter over here. And with this letter, you can do the engraving also. Like if I want to do the engraving for this, we can do that. Let's we're going to create only few, only CNC then. I'll just introduce this programming, how to do this. It just for a demo purpose. Letter, and then type only CNC, and I'll increase the height to around 25 height, and I'll select the font to select font true type Arial font. So I want the like a 2D shape like this. So CNC, then isometric. I have to create this on the XY plane. Z axis is vertical to this, and after that, like was create a simple plate with the rectangle command. So center off, and so from here to this is my plate. On this plate, I want like engraving. Okay, isometric, and then change to like machine type, that is select the milling machine for default, or else as per the machine which is available in your workshop, and which has to be the driver has to be installed over here as per the Fanuc or Siemens or Has Control, Mao Control, or the Mosaic or Mitsubishi, or whichever available. So selecting from the list, here we are selecting the default for learning purpose. So machine type you have to select first, then only toolpath will be appeared in this list. Otherwise, these all commands are hidden in the beginning. So first select the machine type, the default, and then go to engraving. So we're going to do the engraving. So engraving operation, and enter the engrave, any name you can enter, engrave milling operation, and OK. So we're doing the VMC machine program. Then select the chain option. So you have to select this profile entirely. Then second of CNC, okay, select this. So I have selected the all 3 font, and then OK. Then I will get the toolbox. Okay. If you're working on different versions, whether it is the latest or lower, these methods are same. See, this dialog box might be a change, but the commands are same. Okay, so all the step commands are same. Okay, you have to remember only toolpath parameters, then engraving parameter and roughing parameter. These 3 tool, these particular box will appear. So parameters tool you have to select. Then either you select from the select library tool, or else right click in this region and create a new tool. And I'm to select the engraving tool. So here this is the engraving tool. Now latest version, this particular things, they are made a very colorful tools looks like. Here like I'm getting this engraving, and 1.2 mm diameter tip diameter I'm providing this and OK. Then OK. I've selected the tool holder. Then tool name, you can enter anything. Then number 4th the tool holder from the tool post or else a spindle. Then cutting feed 30 per minute. Then spindle, that is 1500 RPM revolution per minute. So this parameter important to enter. The plunge rate is like when the tool is entering, that time what is the feed? So around 100 feed. Okay, that is the and then retract while coming out from the operation. So that is exit. Here also you can change, but right now it is locked, so no need to change now. So very important parameter is selecting the tool, then tool number, and then feed and speed in this dialog from the tool parameter. Once you enter this, then go to the engraving parameters. Engraving parameter here, like a tool when it exits outside, what will be the height from the surface, okay, top surface engraving. So I will say around 5 mm or 2 mm above. And I'll be prefer for absolute coordinate system. Absolute coordinate system is from the origin, all the coordinate system be measured. Increment is from the end point to become an 0, and then from there the coordinate system goes on increasing. And then absolute coordinate system, absolute coordinate system, absolute coordinate system. In this depth, how much depth? So like around minus 1 mm depth for engraving or 0.5. So as per your requirement, you can enter. So retract plane means tool which exit, that how much tool will exit after completing the operation, that is the retract plane. And depth of cut, that is minus 1 mm. And roll cutter around the corners, sharp. So the tool which you are selecting, the cutter is the sharp option you have to select. Up milling and down milling, the cutters which is clockwise or anti-clockwise like that. So the cutter I'm selecting the climb, that is up milling. Then there is any stock to leave on this, no need of, then 0. XY plane, if you want to have the to leave the stock material so that I can remove that material during the finishing operation. So here for engraving, no need of to leave the material. If you're doing the roughing operation, then you can say 0.5 mm to leave, and that 0.5 mm you can remove during the finishing operation. So in this engraving parameter, two parameter which I am entering, one is the retract plane 2 mm above the surface, and the depth of minus 1 mm. Okay, rest is the absolute coordinate system I have selected. And then last option is the roughing operation. And this roughing or finishing operation, you can select the different tool path. One is zigzag method or one way or spiral or clean parallel. So initially for engraving, zigzag is the more suitable, and smooth curve, and it looks like this okay, on the top if you want the font like this, or also add the depth if you want like this. So according to these two options you can select. And interior tool which is be following the inside the tool path of the that particular profile which are written as the CNC, or else chain start point, or else mid longest. So you can select that by default. So don't do any changes in this operation. By default, all this option you can keep as it is and then say OK. So now it will create a tool path for engraving. Now it has created now. So now I'm going to see this how the tool path with that is backplot. Backplot is like a tool path for wireframe. Okay, you can see it in the wireframe. Just click on this, and now we can see this tool path, and here that's a play. Okay, so now it's creating like C. Then tool will go above as per the retract, that is 2 mm above. So then N. Then again tool will move up, that is 2 mm. Again it goes to the third font, that is SC. Again that it will create a wireframe. So this is how the. So now you can confirm the about the tool path. Now next I have to see with the simulation, that is 3D graphical simulation. We can see this. For that I have to go to this properties here, click here, then stock. How much stock this okay is required. Okay, I have to create the imaginary part model, that is the plate, that is stock. And here I'm going to select the corners, this corner to this, and width around 5 mm width. The plate thickness is 5 mm, and the length is 86.66 and the width is 36.66, and the starting point, this one is 38 and x and y is 12, and say okay. So now I have created this imaginary, the plate, that is the stock material. After that, go to simulation here, that is verify selected operation means simulation. Click on this and you can run from here. This dialog box also somehow they are changed, but the method is same in latest version or any version. Like you just use this is CNC. Now, when you see the final, now if this material is remained, then what you have to do is you have to change the options. I'll go back parameter. Click on this tool path dialog box. Go to parameters. You can change the parameters. Go to engraving and select the on top. I have to select the on top, and then go to again regenerate. So click the regenerate and then apply. So now see here is the smooth CNC engraving and embossing on the plate. You can name it on the plate like CNC. So this is called a engraving. I hope you understood about the engraving operation, that is simulation and the tool path. Now I want the G code M code where I can transfer to the CNC machine. I want the program for this. That is the purpose of learning this Mastercam. Now click on the G1, that is G code. So click on G code and then overwrite means it will create with the notepad separate file. If I want to save in the system, then click ask. If I want to just open the G code M code file and say okay. Now it will open with the third party another software where it will display like in a notepad or word file. So this is the program for engraving. Now without knowing any G code M code, the Mastercam will generate the G code M code program. So O, then 1 2 3 4 4 decimal, that is program name is about O 1 2 3 4 engraving mill. The G21 is mm unit, G17 is XY plane selection, and the rest this is a tool nose radius compensation cancel. Then G49 is a tool height compensation cancel. G8 is the tool drilling operation cancel, and absolute coordinate system. Tool selection M06 T4 tool selection. Then so from here the rapid traverse G00. Then absolute coordinate system workpiece 00 setting on G54. Then X and Y A0 not required. And spindle speed M03 is spindle speed S1500. Then tool height compensation, that is positive G43, H 1 mm is above as per the tool. Then Z 5 mm is above initially for from the home position. Tool will come to Z5, and coolant starts here. M08 is coolant started. Now the tool cutting starts from here, that is G01, that is linear interpolation. Here feed is 1000 it has given. Then from here G01 linear interpolation for engraving, it started from here. Then counterclockwise tool rotation, then linear, and this is how like creating a CNC program for this. The program which ends with the M30, that is program end, and tool which moves to the home position, that is G28, G91, X0, Y0, Z0, X0, Y0, and Z0. And coolant of M0 and spindle of M05, and M30 is a program stop and rewind. This is the program for engraving, G code M code program ready. This program you have to transfer to the CNC machine through communication, that is called DNC. If you have the DNC connection with your laptop to CNC machine, you can transfer this program like communication and send the file to the respective CNC machine. And this will be done with your hardware configurations, everything. Or else you can copy this in pen drive, and then plug into a CNC machine, and then there you have to save into a CNC machine, and then start the machine settings and then operation accordingly. So that comes under the CNC programming and operating. Yes, any doubt, anything? So when anything want to ask the question?
No, sir, I'm good. Like I understood this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so today you practice this one, how to create an engraving operation manufacturing. So as we move on for the in the 2D command, so during this time I want to cover this, that is so that you will be more conversant with the manufacturing, because Mastercam is basically for CAM, computer aided manufacturing. So we have to more focus on the manufacturing part. So that's why I started during the 2D sketcher itself for manufacturing to generate the G code, M code.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So even yeah, I need more of that milling stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, because most of the the ones we have, it's already created in like a solid works or something. So we just need to create the tool path for that.
Okay.
So yeah, if we can, I need more of the CNC like milling stuff.
Okay. Not an issue. So like today you practice this one engraving. If you practice this one in the next class, can show you about how to create counter profile, mill, drilling operation, pocket operations, face milling.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so we'll end the session here today. Yes. Okay, thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you. Bye.
And bye.